Perfect intro.
It's a perfect
You
intro.
can show me the ways that they devil.
Show me this Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh no. Welcome to Manga Rewind. This is our Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1 review. So I think we're going to start this new thing. It's going to be a little anime tournament thing that we're going to have going on. We're going to pick some characters out of a little bin. Little fishbowl. It's not a fishbowl.
Well, that's what we call it.
Well, we're going to call it that. It's the fishbowl tournament. So we're going to start off. I picked out some names already. I'm going to drop 2 names, and then we're going to figure out who wins. So, round 1, it's going to be Android 17 versus Nomu of My Hero Academia. He doesn't know. Justin doesn't know My Hero, so...
That's a no. That's a... Yeah.
Who's the second one? Just describe
Nomu is the guy that All Might fights. When
against Android 17?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. He's got that impervious skin. Can't break that skin.
So
basically, this guy is super, super strong, and he's got impervious skin.
Okay.
I'm going to say this off the bat. I don't think anyone, at least as of right now, no one in My Hero is a fucking planet buster. So I'm pretty sure, just by, like, power scaling, fucking air quotes, like, I feel like Android 17 should be a planet buster at the very least. And, like, that should be enough to defeat Nomu? Yeah, that should be enough. I mean...
I don't know. I think it'd be a good fight, but I think I'm going to side with Android 17 on that one, too. I think that's a clear match.
I don't know who Nomu is, so I'm just going to say Android 17. Too.
He's got, like, a big body and a tiny little walnut brain.
A little bird brain.
Yeah.
Alright, so our second one is going to be Piccolo versus Jiraiya.
I don't know who the second one is again.
You don't know who Jiraiya is?
The pervy sage.
Pervy sage.
Naruto?
Oh, the one who teaches them how to summon a toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. It's
yeah.
Oh, but he could just summon a toad to eat Piccolo. Piccolo's a vegetable. Toads love to eat vegetables.
And that case closed. He wins.
Yeah. Plus, he can write a good book.
I feel like
he writes perv.
He writes smut novels.
Smut.
Let's not play games, all right? He's writing them smut novels.
Why did you age yourself to 50?
Why?
You said smut novel.
Smut novel.
I think Piccolo could write a good book, I feel like, maybe. I don't know.
Alright, so literature battle. Namekian poetry versus smut.
I don't want to read no Namekian slam shit, like...
Alright, so Jiraiya wins literature battle.
Destroyed. I am green.
Oh no!
Stop!
No!
Not this again.
Let's get Uganda Piccolo up here.
Uganda Piccolo.
Oh, God. Should we just have variants of every character? Just Ugandan.
The Suns are too powerful. I absorb Kami. I still not strong enough.
Oh, stop.
Kami and Nail.
My
brethren.
All right. So then our final one. This is another My Hero Academia. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Stain. Real quick, I'm going to explain Stain to you.
Alright.
So basically, he's this ninja guy who's got like 100 swords and knives. I'm not exaggerating.
Where's he keep
at all? You know.
He's got like a backpack?
He's got a really big backpack.
Little shooter style.
Oh no!
No! My bad, guys.
And then Kimumaru. I'm going to explain this. You know Naruto, the Sound 4? It's that guy with the bones.
Oh, the one with the flute?
Does he have a flute?
I thought he had a flute.
He's got a skin flute.
I think he has another flute.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking... you forgot the most important part about Stain. If he, like, licks...
I forgot. Yeah. I literally just disregarded his power. So basically, if he licks your blood, you're paralyzed.
So what if like?
So that's why he's got all the knives, so he can cut you, and then he licks your blood, and then
licks your bone.
I don't know.
if he licks your bone, if he just got your bone without blood on it somehow and he licked it,
Yeah,
what would
dude, like,
happen
he
if
licked-
you had a bone
here's the
outside
thing,
your
though.
body?
Well, a bone produces red blood cells.
Yeah, but
so.
He's trying to
his
lick,
his
he's trying to
question
lick
is
that
like
bone.
his question is like, what if he just licked your bone? Like as if he just bypasses the blood and everything.
Like,
What if he just licks the? What if you got a bone on the outside somewhere?
I'm not playing games. Like, you just write some like really fucked up fanfic.
This sounds hypersexual.
Yeah. It sounds
Yo,
very
honestly,
sexual.
follow me on DeviantArt.
Oh, stop it. Stop. You know what? I thought this was going to be a good fight, and then it just went south.
Yeah,
dude.
You talking about licking bones?
licking
He's
bones.
trying to lick his bone, dude.
All right, so you know what? I'm just going to go with Stain
All right,
because...
on the real though, it probably would be Stain because if he
I'm gonna go
if
with
he
this
cuts
dude.
open the bone man, he's gonna lick his bone and
It's over.
It's over.
Done. All right, so that's the end of the fishbowl tournament for this episode. And then
Are we gonna have like
to-
winners carry on? Like we didn't. I guess
We can do that.
We
We
should.
can always do a
At the
bracket.
end, yeah, we should have like winners all go up against each other or something.
Well, then I have to do 4. I just did 3. You know what? Next episode.
Yeah.
What do we? What do we just pull another 2 now? Just get, then we'll get a.
It's too late. It's too late.
No, it's not.
All right. Anyways,
It's all right.
Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1.
We're
All
here.
right. So this is it. This
We're here.
This is
We
it.
in this.
All right. So the book starts off. There's some opening panels of like text explaining like ghouls prey on humans. It's this little exposition, and then there's this panel of a guy getting eaten by some ghoul. Presumably, I'm gonna say it's Reese or the Hamburglar. We don't know, so I'm gonna assume it's the Hamburglar.
Could be
Japanese
Grimace.
Japanese Hamburglar.
The Grimace.
What if it was Grimace?
I hope it's
Grimace
Grimace.
the ghoul.
It's like big purple man. This fucking what are they called? Like king quills or whatever is coming out of him. That's what they're called, aren't they? Like king quille.
That's the stuff that the investigators use.
Yeah, the
No, it's Kagoon or whatever the fuck.
Kagoon.
I'm just gonna be
Kagune.
butchering Japanese all day.
I'll get it. I'll get it one day. You know.
Maybe. So it cuts to the coffee shop. So the scene starts with like an establishing frame of Anteku. We get some like dialogue from a news broadcast stating that there has been a recent ghoul attack. So some fools are dying on the street. You know how it is.
Shout out to Chicago.
Oh no! And then we get Kaneki and the main character. Kaneki and the main character. No, Kaneki is
It's like
the main
me, myself,
character.
and I with Jim Carrey, but it's just Ken Kaneki, just 3 personalities.
And then he has that flip out at the fountain, and he drowns that little girl.
Got really dark.
Yeah, that got really dark.
That's me,
really
myself,
fast.
and Irene, man. Have you ever seen that movie?
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. He has that like flip out, and he like takes that girl and just dunks her in that fountain.
I don't remember that movie being that dark.
he doesn't actually kill her.
I think he does. I
Well,
think
in this
you're
version, he
sugarcoating.
does.
I like this version better.
Well, Jim Carrey's a madman.
Just fucking nuts.
All right, so we're in the coffee shop, and it gets some dialogue from about a ghoul attack on the TV, and then Kaneki, the main character.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the dude. And his best friend, I'm gonna say Hide. Would you say his name?
I just say hide. I don't know why. It didn't even occur to me that like it's probably not that, but I just said hide. It's hide.
Should we just call him Hyde?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
He's
the
not-
sake of this.
He's not that 70s show character living in a basement.
Well, he is
This
now.
is Hide, bro. I'm gonna say it's Hide.
Hide.
Hyde.
Yeah, hide.
All right, overruled. It's Hyde.
Overruled. It's hide.
Nah.
Let me show you the way to hide.
I don't want I want the Hide.
So then, both of them start like discussing what ghouls look like, and they're like,
I like that he just draws his friend. He's like his the main guy Kaneki. He draws like a real ghoul, and
"It
then
feels like a kaiju."
yeah,
It's
well,
like-
yeah. I honestly, for a second, I'm like, is this a scene from Attack on Titan? I was like, is this Attack on Titan concept art? And then like his friend just draws him. He's like, yeah, I drew one too, like a little joke. I'm like,
A little on the nose, eh?
yeah.
So yeah, so then anyways, they're talking about the girl that Kaneki likes, and he asks if it's Toka. He like denies the whole thing, and then Riz enters and Teiko with her obnoxiously large drawn boobs.
Yeah.
That shit is obnoxious as hell.
Yeah. And she's got a really goofy ass face too. A very goofy drawn ass face. Like the first panel she comes in.
Oh yeah.
She's got like that baby lip bullshit. Like, hey, I'm here.
Baby lip. Oh god. But yeah, I don't know why they draw her like this busty. It's kind of weird. I don't know. So anyways, Kaneki feels this like connection with Riz because she's reading the same book or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's his favorite author. He's
Yeah.
like, oh no way, it's the same thing.
The egg of the black goat.
No,
Come on, you tell me you didn't think I was gonna say it in that voice. You gotta say it in that voice. The egg of the black goat.
Oh no. The egg of the black goat.
But we talked about this in the earlier episodes because they talk about like the theme of the blackout, and I think that's like an overall arcing thing.
Right.
Later, during like the whole torture nonsense. God bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, there's the like overarching thing. So then Kaneki eventually musters up the courage to ask her out on a date, and he like has a lot of nerves and stuff, and then it jumps to them on their date, and there's some red flags going here. So they go on their date, and she doesn't eat anything, which reminds me of I was on a date one time with this girl, and she didn't get anything to eat, and I ordered this big sloppy fucking barbecue burger, and I ordered first, and then she was like, no, I'm good, I'm not gonna get anything, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I got this big old sloppy burger, and I'm trying to talk to her and like eat this burger at the same time. It didn't go well. I'm pretty sure she was a ghoul. So
Probably. I think you.
so listeners, if you're ever on a date, make sure they eat in front of you because they could be a ghoul.
That actually reminded me of how I haven't been on a date in 3 years. So
No.
yeah. So listeners, if you don't go out on dates, you might be a ghoul.
FYI.
No.
FYI, Marquise is single and ready to mingle.
I'm also black, ladies. You can't tell from my voice, but I'm a black dude.
I don't know, man. That's smooth. You got that smooth. You got smooth
Yeah.
voice. So eventually, their date leads to what is it, like a dock or something, or like a?
It's like a construction site.
Oh, it was a construction site. Yeah, duh. So, anyways, they're like talking about. Ree starts confessing that she's like, "I noticed you eyeing me, boy," and then. And then she gets like super close to him and then takes a big old bite out of his shoulder.
Nah, that's happened before on a date.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If a girl doesn't take a bite out of me on the first date, I'm like, she's not interested.
This is actually exactly what you want, except you don't want to get your fucking organs ripped out.
No, I do.
Well,
New level of masochism.
Hey,
going
man.
on.
I for sure thought he was a ghoul already up to this point. I don't know why. I thought he was for real. I thought he was gonna kill her. Like,
wow. Have you?
I don't know anything about Tokyo Ghoul. This is my first
really?
time, yeah, this is my first time reading.
Oh, so
I really don't know
Yeah.
anything.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, she's gonna get it.
Because we were talking about that earlier. I was like, oh, I watched like the first season of the anime and I read like the first 2 books, so like I knew, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
So you're waiting. You're like, oh man, she's gonna get it.
Yeah, I was
And
like, oh,
then-
he's about to kill her and introduce her to ghouls. Yeah, nice. And then
like, oh no.
I was like, because like I thought when his friend drew that picture, I'm like, oh, that's funny, but it's like foreshadowing that he really is one and his friend doesn't know.
Oh right, yeah.
And then when this happened, I was like, what's this?
What's going on here? No, but you know what? This has got to be my favorite panel in the whole of Volume 1. I love like the way her eyes are drawn. They're very like sharp and like just very like violently drawn, and it's like this weird content look of like this like sexual tension being really. It's like a really weird thing.
I wanted to say like I don't want to like make it sound like I'm sexualizing her, but she's got this like very like even though I'm fucking killing you, like,
oh yeah,
I'm romancing your ass right now. Like,
oh yeah,
it is a very
totally.
sexual kill.
Right, like her eyes convey this weird like calmness, and it's
Yeah.
very unsettling. And I think this is my favorite frame in the whole book so far. But yeah, so then anyways, she starts toying with him. She's playing with her food, starts slapping him around a little bit, and then throws him up against this wall. Or no, she stabs him first in the stomach.
Yeah.
And then tosses him to the wall, and then the steel beams fall, and splat. She's done for.
Something else I really like in this section is whenever she is talking, like her text blocks are like black with white text, and it'll change. It'll be like shaky text, or they'll do stuff like the little like heart thing. Like she's just being very like playful and like intimidating at the same time.
Yeah, right. This whole scene is like really well put together.
Yeah.
Like the pacing of it seems really cool. Like the panel flow is really nice. But yeah, no, I think this is my favorite scene out of the whole of book 1.
I agree.
What do you think about that?
Out of book 1?
Out of this, what do you think of this whole scene?
No, it was good. My only problem with like most manga actually is like, I don't know why, but like when the action flows, actually it's hard for me to, because it's in black and white, it's really hard for me to keep track of like actually what's going on.
Dude, it gets so much worse.
Yeah, I noticed that as it went on. It gets like more, yeah.
You gotta like reread it like a couple times to fully understand what's going on. Especially because if it's like, you know, you're supposed to go right to left, but like sometimes they do shit where it's like you're gonna automatically look down, so you're gonna like skip over stuff. So
also, this is not my favorite fight scene in this one. Actually, this one I don't really care for this one too much.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's like the fight scene per se is like my favorite.
Yeah,
I just like the artwork, and I like how she's just how fucked up she is.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, anyways, he passes out, and then he like fades in and out, and he overhears these doctors, and they're like transplanting. They're saying they're going to transplant her organs into him. And then... Okay, I hate this line of text. I hate when this is in, like, anything. When they're... The protagonist of the series is like... He says this... This is verbatim. Hold on, I gotta find it in my notes. I'm not the protagonist of a book. I hate when a protagonist is like, I'm never the main character in a story. And I'm like, it's so... just... irritating to me. I don't know.
It's just cliche bullshit.
Yeah, right. Isn't that in the opening of Spider-Man?
No, he doesn't say that.
No,
he goes. Nah, fuck that. That's another day. Well, we'll get into the Spider-Man manga down the line later.
Spider-Man manga.
Jesus Christ. There's way too much Spider-Man.
There has to be a Spider, like a Japanese artist take on Spider-Man. There has to be. Right? There isn't?
No, man. There's no way that they're going to Marvel would let that property go.
Really?
I think that would make a lot of money if they did that, though. That'd be super fucking cool.
I forgot, but some manga artists made a poster for the newest Spider-Man, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, they'll never let that property into, like, a Japanese... And then there was actually something that just released. The artist of Blue Exorcist just did The Last Jedi. It actually looked pretty cool, and like I just want some like American properties to just be able to like let some manga artists play with it for a little bit and see what they can do.
Unfortunately, when we do get stuff like that, it's always like shitty stuff like Supernatural, like the TV show Supernatural, like they got like an anime version of that.
And it's weird because
like, did they really?
Yeah, and it's weird because Sam Winchester voiced his actual character, but Dean Winchester didn't voice his character, so they had someone else doing it. And it was really.
But why?
I don't know. I have no clue why he didn't voice his own character, and it's weird because it's like, I don't know. Does it follow gaps in the season 1?
I hate Supernatural, so I don't know.
Whoa, I think you two should fight it out.
Supernatural is actually my favorite anime.
Amane.
All right.
Amane.
See you later.
I just had a fucking
Zoinks.
aneurysm.
You just got zoinked.
No, but yeah, I think Flintstones was like a. If Flintstones got to be like an anime, that would help it out a lot.
No.
What if, don't
You know
even.
what?
Don't
I'm
even
gonna
touch
stop
it.
myself
Don't even
there.
Come on.
No,
I wanna hear
no,
that.
no.
What if we got a Hanna-Barbera anime? Like, just everything. Like, I'm talking
The Jetsons.
Whoa,
the
Godzilla.
Jetsons anime.
Holy shit. And they got, like, Kazuki Hajime, the dude who, like, did all the designs for Gundam 0083. They got him to, like, design, like, everything in the Jetsons. It looked super
It's
fucking
weird because
cool.
Hanna-Barbera does have a Japanese title in its lineup. They have Godzilla.
Do they?
Yeah, they got to do a Godzilla cartoon.
Was that the 2000s, like early 2000s?
No,
one?
that's the one that's based off of the Godzilla America movie.
Oh yeah.
This one, it's not related. It's just a random Godzilla series that they did before that movie, and like I don't know how Hanna-Barbera got the rights.
The rights for that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird.
It's weird because they can't actually use the trademark roar, so they have to have someone. They have to have like a guy like grunting. He's like, "Roar!" So it's weird that they could use the name but not the roar. I'm being dead fucking. It's so weird.
That's the dumbest
That's
thing.
a job
That's
I
one of the
want.
dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
It's
That's a job I want.
It's
though.
rough.
Just to get paid. Like, oh, hey, we actually can't use the original sound effect. We need you to get in there. And
That'll be your only
only
IMDb
fucking job I want.
only IMDb credit.
Going to make weird Godzilla
for
noises.
20 episodes or so.
All right, so we should probably get back to this like podcast thing that we're doing.
We should get back to Godzilla.
So anyways, the quote that I hate is thrown, and then his eye opens to reveal that he's a ghoul.
I don't know why, but I hate the way like the one eye contrasts with the other one. Unsymmetrical things really piss me off. Actually,
Oh, so you're gonna get real irritated with this.
It's actually been bugging me. I'm like, just make his other eye fucking.
Oh, it's gonna get worse, brother. It's gonna get a lot worse.
Oh no.
Because I mean, it's like the whole series.
I tap out right here.
Um,
I'm tapping
all
out.
right, well, one and done episode. See you later, man. The check's in the mail.
Nice try.
All right, so chapter 2. It opens with Kaneki in the hospital for a few weeks, and he's like having trouble eating, and he finds food repulsive, and he has some choice lines when he talks about food. I love when he talks about food. Here's a couple I'm just throw you out. The miso soup tastes like machine oil. The texture of tofu feels like a glob of lard. And the rice feels like I'm kneading glue in my mouth.
How does he know what machine oil tastes like?
Dude, he's an adventurous eater.
Well, it could be one of those things that sometimes, like, if you smell something,
yeah.
you can kind of, like,
Taste
imagine
it.
what it tastes like.
Nah, but the way he like says it, he's tasted it.
He's tasted it for sure.
Yeah, he's tasted it.
Kaneki kind of strikes me as the type of dude who would, like, eat paint off the wall. Like, he's just...
Why?
He's a very bizarre dude. He had a fucked up childhood, you know. Eat some glue.
Yeah.
Eat some paint off the wall.
Sure, why not?
Something to pass the time by.
So anyways.
Yeah.
So anyways, he gets out of the hospital, and his friend Hyde... his friend Hyde invites him to
Big Girl.
This restaurant, Big Girl, yes, Big Girl. And the only way to describe it, I think, is the way they describe these restaurants in Space Dandy.
It's like Rainforest Calf.
Like Rainforest Calf with boobs. They refer to it as a breastraurant. And
Yeah.
that's 100% what this
Big Girl.
Big Girl. No, stop.
He is not the queen.
Oh, can you imagine a bunch of knuckles running around in the Big Girls?
Oh no! She must show me the way.
Oh no, they're just spitting on everyone's
food. Oh, on their food. Oh God, no. Just I can imagine that vividly.
And it's alright.
Fucking Big Girl.
So then he orders what is it? Hamburger steak, which
I think that's like a popular thing in Japan.
is that a Japanese thing?
Just a patty?
I don't know what that is.
what?
I didn't bother looking it up.
Yeah. I think it's a common thing though to just instead of just eating cheeseburgers, they just get like big old cuts of hamburger, make them into steaks.
Gross.
Yeah.
I don't. Get the
That
appeal
sounds
at all.
disgusting.
It sounds.
I don't want no big old patty.
Yeah, I want some buns. I want some big girl buns.
I could be 100% wrong, but I mean the way they make it sound, that's what I would imagine it is.
All right. Yeah. Well. Anyways. So then, anyways, he gets his food, and this is my favorite description for the food. Is he says it's like licking a pig's guts.
Mm-hmm.
What? Where does that even come from? Like, how do you even? What?
Yeah, I've never been in
I don't-
contact with a. I've never even smelled a pig's guts, so I can't make the argument
I don't
here about like, oh, if you smell something, you kind of taste it.
Not
No.
this one, man.
It kind of. I imagine most animals' guts probably taste similar. They're guts. They got blood and mucus. And
Marquise,
stuff.
do you have any?
Don't some places like eat intestines? Like
None that I've been to.
I mean, not like in America.
Well,
but,
I don't know if they would eat pig guts. Like
I'm pretty sure they do. They like serve up pig guts somewhere.
Probably somewhere that I don't want to go.
somewhere
heard that.
asterisk. Somewhere asterisk. The asterisk are like somewhere.
Somewhere.
Maybe Japan, maybe not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and then he vomits all over the table, which is just great.
That's fucking gross.
So, so then, cut to Kaneki. He's like lying on his bed, and then what is he? A ghoul researcher comes on. The Japanese Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
So Japanese Dr. Phil comes on, and he starts giving us some exposition on what ghouls are. So he first off explains that one body can sustain a ghoul for 2 months, and ghouls cannot get nourishment from human food, and it tastes revolting. So Kaneki has this realization that he's like, oh shit, I might just be a ghoul. So then he raids his fridge and just starts chomping away at whatever's in there. And just starts vomiting. And this just reminds me of the movie.
So gross.
So you haven't seen the movie, Marquise.
No, I
but,
have not.
So in the movie, it's really graphic. He's just like shoveling food into his mouth and just vomiting
I
constantly.
think at like one point there's like a pool of like milk on the floor and he's like sliding around in it.
Yeah.
Like he can't even like stand up because he's just like groveling in all the random shit on the floor.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. That
Yeah.
scene is so much worse in the movie than it is in either the manga or the anime.
Yeah, dude,
It's
it did its justice.
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I kind of felt sick during that
yeah,
scene.
it was fucked.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So then Kaneki goes out and to go look for some food, or what does he just like wander off, just get his mind off of things?
I think he's just kind of trying to fix his mind. He's trying to set himself straight. He just, you gotta give yourself a factory reset. Go get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Roam the town. I think it's kind of like that.
So then, so he does that, and then he wanders upon this fucking creepy dude getting all over Toka. I don't like saying her name. I think it's an awkward name for Americans to say.
Toga.
Toka, I don't like
Like
it.
toucan.
Toucan Sam.
Toucan
Like, follow
Sam.
your nose wherever it may go.
Follow your nose to the flash.
Follow your nose wherever the human flesh goes.
Wait, quick side note: who would win, Toucan Sam's nephews or the nephews from DuckTales?
Toucan Sam has nephews?
Yeah, it's 3 nephews.
Wait, no, he doesn't.
I swear to God, they're in the commercials all the time.
And just
believe
because
you.
You don't believe me?
hey, just because you write fanfic doesn't make it.
I
real.
swear to God, it's real. He has 3 nephews.
All right, so I'm gonna say
The 3 nephews from Toucan Sam.
no.
DuckTales.
Definitely not DuckTales.
Yes, nah, the 3
DuckTales.
nephews.
DuckTales boys got like gadgets and they got screwed.
Yeah,
Huey,
Exactly.
Louie, and Dewey. Come on.
Yeah.
The toucans can follow their nose to Fruity Pebbles or whatever the fuck cereal that is. I don't even know.
Fruit
All right,
Loops.
but how does that help? How does that help them win?
No, they're trying to find treasure. They're trying to find.
Oh, I thought they were like gonna kill each other.
No, they totally are. I just wanted to say that 'cause
I
I
thought
wanted.
this is a death match.
Yeah,
What's up,
no,
man?
I just wanted the Toucan Sam boys to win.
Louis and Dewey got the extendo.
I don't even think they have names. They're just known as his nephews. That's how.
How do you know
little-
there's
Say them
nephews? What
bird
about those
boys.
kids?
Them
No,
bird boys.
He said he's like my nephews are up to no good or they're in trouble or something. I don't know.
Is that a commercial from like 05 just sitting in the back of your brain like,
It's definitely
do
it's
you
older
follow?
from 05.
Do you follow the canon of Toucan Sam?
Do I follow the lore? Yeah.
Lore?
Whenever they updated, they had a new patch. I'm like, shh, I gotta get in there and read that.
Toucan Sam lore. Marquise is your boy.
Oh boy, yeah. Any Kellogg's lore, any other characters, just hit me up.
It's as bad as me like remembering like random fucking candy or drinks.
That's something that absolutely amazes me about you. Is you can name any candy from the 90s, he knows it right off the bat.
Usually.
It's amazing.
Reese's Pieces.
Never heard of them.
Those are still a thing, though. Reese's Pieces are still a thing.
I don't know.
Never heard
Reese's
of
Pieces
them.
were that old when they were like in M&M, or when they were in M&M's, when they were in fucking ET. I was like, what?
Yeah, get the Nestle Bunch of Crunch.
Yeah, sure. Anyways,
Drink more Ovaltine.
drink more Ovaltine. So, anyways, Kaneki goes for a walk and he sees this creepy dude on Toka, and Kaneki starts creeping out on her and starts smacking his lips. He's like, food. And then
Yeah, they have like a shot of her thighs or something like that.
yeah, it's weird.
She gives
I
that,
was gonna say something, but I was like, I better not.
Yeah, well,
but then she gives that old man that fucking chop.
hold on, son.
Gives him the chop.
Yeah, she does clip his top off.
Knock his dome off.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good. It's actually a pretty good.
It's like a samurai
panel.
slash. It just reminds me of like when samurai would like cut through something and there's like that delayed response.
That old delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets his top clipped off.
Get your wig split.
As Justin put it, he got his wig split.
Intersonic.
So then, Toka's like, "Oh, I'm not hungry, but here's some food." And then Kaneki runs away because he can't handle it or something. I don't know.
He's struggling.
I don't really like him.
You don't like his character?
No. Even as much as I read, I'm just like, you're kind of lame.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either. I think the story is really interesting, but like this character is kind of boring.
He's like the first sad boy that I don't really like that much. And I have a propensity to like the sad boy characters. Like, I'm in the minority. Like, I like Shinji from
Yeah, you do.
Evangelion, and most people hate him. And I like Koa Araki from Gundam 083, and a lot of people don't like him. So
Yeah, you do like the sad boys.
yeah.
Yeah, Kaneki reminds me of the main kid from Future Diaries.
Oh,
I still
man.
haven't seen Future Diaries.
I never finished it. I liked it a lot though.
No, he reminds me of that kid. He's just
Yeah.
annoying. Like, both of them are annoying. They're not like...
They just gotta nut up. Like, seriously, that's what it is. Like, they just need to nut up.
Yeah, and like
nut up.
So I'm farther in the series, and
He nuts down.
he nuts down. It gets
Yeah.
worse. It's only worse from here. No, he nuts up for sure. But there's this like weird love thing going on between him and Toka, and they have no chemistry.
Yeah.
They have absolutely zero chemistry, and it feels really forced.
Yeah.
But that's
It's like marrying sandpaper with a rock. It's just like,
excuse me.
it's a rough affair.
Sick dad joke. Awesome.
I didn't even mean for it to be like that. I was like,
it's that.
But sometimes it do be like that.
Hey,
no.
they don't think it be like it is, but it do.
But sometimes it do.
All right, so on to chapter
Wait, hold on.
3.
Something about 2. How do ghouls like not know when like how do they not sense another ghoul? Like I don't get
They
it.
do. Later on,
Oh,
they
okay.
can
I was gonna
like smell each other.
I was gonna say, like, I thought it was weird to, like, well, I guess he wouldn't know, but, like, they don't know? Well, I guess they wouldn't know that he's one either, I guess, technically.
You think
Later
anything
on-
like Parasite? Like where they can like sense each other type deal?
Wait, what? I don't know anything about
Oh, I
Parasite.
thought you were familiar with Parasite.
I'm not.
My bad.
No, but it's they can like smell each other. Later on, it becomes like a thing where like
Okay.
you smell like Reese, and it's
I think
it becomes
I
like
did get to that.
yeah, it becomes like a thing. So, anyways, on to chapter 3. Chapter 3, nothing happens.
I wrote one thing down.
Yeah, chapter 3, nothing really happens.
Then 4, I didn't write anything down somehow.
Yeah,
Isn't 3
He just meets the old man, doesn't he? 3.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
the
he
end
have
of
the
the
breakdown
chapter.
in the street though? Like when he's like walking past all the people. And he's,
Yeah,
like,
but
got
I
his,
feel
like
like that's
tweet
not
out.
even like a big. So, anyways,
That's kind of a big event.
yeah. So,
to be
anyways,
expected.
we'll get to it. So, anyways, Toka is like thinks that he was dead because she saw him like walking with Reese earlier.
Yeah.
So she's like, how is he still alive?
Very strange. She was gonna be okay with that, but
Yeah, would you think to like chase him down? Be like,
especially
what
since it's like
happened?
she seems to like Hyde as a customer at the very least.
Yeah, right.
So it seems weird that she was just gonna let his best friend get like butchered. Seems very strange.
Her best friend.
No, like that because she likes. I mean, I don't know. She likes Hyde as a customer, his friend. So like, she knows that him and Kaneki are friends. So it seems weird that she was just gonna let Hyde like her customer's friend get butchered. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of like a honor amongst ghouls thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's like you can't like because there's like rules to the game. Obviously, as we'll go on, like when stuff like that happens, you can't interfere because you'd be like going against your own people. Type deal.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of dumb too. But
Yeah.
whatever. That's
Yeah.
just
That's
like
that's
Bright.
the nature of the beast, dude.
It's like Bright with the orcs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right? He tweeted that was going to be his Star Wars, and then he deleted that tweet later.
Yikes! Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
This is a very topical throw. There.
Yeah,
Fair
we're
to
just,
throw
we're just
out
gonna
there.
flip to Bright.
Yeah. I'm plugging Bright. I'm not even in the movie. I'm plugging it.
Yo, orcs, Will Smith, check it out.
Orcs, elves, fairies. Watch it.
End plug. So anyway, she's like, weren't you eating? Blah, blah, blah. He runs away. Still hungry. And then he has this, like, breakdown in the middle of public, which is kind of funny when he's just like, woman, girl, meat. And then meat starts consuming his mind.
I thought it was kind of, it's like sad, that whole sequence where he's just roaming the streets and he's like looking at people and he's like, you know, getting like the shakes and,
Yeah.
and he's just like starting to dehumanize people and view them as prey. You know, like the ghouls like wants to take over. I think it's kind of sad because
It is
Kaneki's
sad, yeah.
he's very pure up until
Right.
this point.
Yeah, and you can see, like, the corruption taking hold.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but,
Do you think that's how like serial killers view people when they're walking down the street? Do you think they're like meat, prey?
No, like no joke. Like
yeah,
probably,
like probably, yeah.
yeah,
like,
yikes. So
they're,
this
the,
is...
they're the fucking ghouls of our world.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Meat, woman, meat.
I think if we ever like read Parasite or talk about it at some point, there's like a lot of comparisons you can make here.
Oh,
with that
really?
mentality.
Yeah, I still need to get around to Parasite. But anyways, so then he has this little breakdown, which is hilarious in the movie, once again.
Yeah.
In the movie, he has, like, this really over-the-top breakdown in public, where he starts, like, sticking his fingers in his mouth, and he's like, it's
Well,
so
he does in the
weird.
book too,
Yeah,
but
like,
it's not
bites
as
it until
graphic.
Well, he
bites
bites
it
his
until it,
finger.
like, bleeds.
Yeah, no, in the movie, it's a little overacted.
Yeah.
Check out the movie though. Definitely
Isn't
worth
there,
the
like
watch.
that awkward people that walk by like, hey, stop looking at him.
Yeah, right. Ugh. So, anyways, he runs into to a bathroom stall and he starts crying when he sees himself. He's like, "I'm a monster." Yeah. Once again, just cry, baby. I can't. It's annoying. So, anyways, this is where we get to. He wants to confirm that he's a ghoul and has the brilliant idea of trying to stab himself.
Yeah.
Like, why? There's so many other ways to try to figure this out.
Well,
Wait, no, he was trying to cut his liver out or whatever, the organ that they
Was he?
transplant.
yeah, he wanted to cut out the organ so that they would have to put a new one in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
that's why he
never
had
mind.
that's why he had his friend come over. He's like, by the time I stab myself and like bleed out, Hyde will be here and he can take me to the hospital, which seems like a very risky and
Yeah, I was gonna
very
say,
I think
very
you're-
extreme.
But
Yeah,
given
right.
given his like mindset and you know he's just a fucking sad boy anyway, so he doesn't. I don't think he really cared.
Wouldn't you think though that like okay, so ghouls are illegal in this world, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think he would go to authorities and be like, "Hey, I was illegally transplanted an organ of a ghoul, and now I'm a ghoul. Can you take this out of me?"
But how many do you think that they would actually like believe him? How would they know that he wasn't actually half a ghoul like his entire life?
That is true. But once again, though, you go back to like the doctor is like taking blame for the transplant,
Right.
or I don't think they know. I don't think publicly they know that she was a ghoul though.
No, they didn't. No,
Yeah, they didn't know. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a rough situation. Well, might as well just stab yourself.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that he wants to try and maintain his life because like he still wants to try and live a normal life and like become someone. So like even if he did, let's say, go forth and be like, hey, you know, I'm actually half ghoul, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we're actually just gonna like contain you in this room and probably do fucked up science experiments on you to figure out what the fuck, you know, to study organs.
Yeah.
So then
best not go to the authorities.
Yeah, because he won't be able to hang out with his boys and go get big girl. You know what I'm saying?
He can't eat big girls, so what's the point of living?
Yeah, but it makes him happy to go with his boy.
So the panel where he stabs himself is I don't like it. It's goofy.
Yeah.
It totally breaks the flow of the whole thing. So anyways, that's okay. So these big panels, I want to talk about these real quick. Does anyone else feel that they like break the flow of like when you flip through?
I guess my experience was a little different because I was on a computer.
Yeah, right.
So
like,
I actually didn't have that.
This one here?
It was basically like it was just basically like one. It was like the same size as like a page, but it was just up and down one. So I guess it was just like a whole. It was just a whole page.
Yeah, it was like a whole spread because like imagine like reading this like in a magazine like you would get.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
It's even bigger.
I just feel like it messes with the flow though because like you. It takes a while for your eyes to adjust to see what like it is.
And you gotta like change the way you're holding the book to like fully.
Yeah, I don't like
situation.
these. I don't like these panels at all.
In a comic, I mean, specifically like the more panels you dedicate to an action, the slower it is supposed to appear.
Yeah,
so
right.
Technically, this is taking up 2 full pages. So like in your mind, you think it's like just completely messes with the whole flow overall. So it's like literally 2 whole pages instead of just like individual panels, so it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, right.
Unnecessary, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. And plus, there's also like the small frame in the bottom corner of his eye, and I just feel like also like you're trying to.
It's very out of place because the rest of it is like one big.
Yeah, right.
Event.
And you like mash those 2 images together, and you're like, what am I looking at right now?
I think what they could have done is maybe just have that one big image, but then overlaid smaller panels of like other like the action, like him going through stabbing himself.
Yeah, or like the quick cuts of his eyes. Like,
yeah,
in the
instead of and
right.
then they just overlaid over the big image overall, and that would be better than we have this one image of his eye, and then the rest is like the rest of the page, and then another page of him stabbing himself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. Not digging it. I'll say that much. So yeah, anyways, unsuccessful in his self-mutilation.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a Man of Steel.
Shaq?
Knife actually went from Factory New to Battle Scarred. Real quick.
Oh, no. Is that a Counter-Strike reference?
Yeah.
God damn it.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about Counter-Strike either.
So anyways, he's like, well, I guess I'm a ghoul. Might as well accept it. So he goes to Anteku and begs Toka. He's like, I need help. She's like, nah.
She said, I don't fuck with half ghouls.
She gets that. She has that very elitist mentality of like, why should I give a fuck about your situation? Because like, you have the entire world in front of you. You can go eat whatever you want, and I gotta sit here and deal with this. You don't get this.
Yeah, I hate her.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out. I do not like her character. I don't think I like. There's very few characters I like in this, and she is definitely not one of them.
In terms of shitty girls from anime and manga, she's like right under Mikasa for me. I don't like her either. Sometimes.
No,
I don't really like her. I don't know why
Yeah.
either. Like, because like Mikasa's at least like an honorable character in a way.
Yeah.
This girl is not really.
Yeah,
But not at this point.
Talking about Mikasa from Attack on Titan.
Yeah, like she's at least an
They're
honorable
like
character.
similar
too.
design wise too.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, like that mop black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, Mikasa definitely has that honor to her.
Yeah.
That makes her such a likable character. It's kind of like a bittersweet character.
Yeah.
Where she's just... I don't feel like there's any redeemable qualities about her.
There
Like,
are.
even... like, from the get-go, you're like, this character... Well... The first time you meet her, she's like, "Hey, you want some food?" And then that like one instance,
But even
she just hates him.
Yeah, you know that like now you know that that's like even fucking fake. Like that she just does that to put on an act for people who come to the calf. Like,
Yeah,
that's not even real.
Right, exactly. I do not like her character.
She's just bitter though. Like, well, in this
Right, in this
her being
instance,
bitter.
yeah, she's like, you were a human once, you got to enjoy life.
Right.
And it's, I don't know.
I don't know how to put it other than she's like, you got human privilege. I don't want your
Yeah,
shit.
right, exactly. Yeah. Later on, they get a little backstory and you understand, but like, still, you're like, this is not a redeemable quality. Exactly. This is not, your past doesn't redeem what you're doing now. So anyways, eventually, Yoshimura shows up and he's like, "Hey dog, I got some food for you." And gives him a big old package of meat. Okay, so then chapter 4 opens with Yoshimura. He explains to Toka that Reese is the one who died in the accident and the organs were transplanted into Kaneki.
What organs were it they?
Did they say? It was his liver, right?
That's it? Just his
I think
liver,
it was his
right?
liver.
Okay.
Or his kidney? No.
I was gonna say, do they say like specifically what was transplanted over? Because I think
It was just one organ.
I think it's just like a pie, like because Reese is basically soup at that point.
Yeah, right.
And he's just fucking wobbling around. So I mean, he was like stabbed through what, like the stomach and probably the liver.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure they transplanted. Oh no, it was the kidneys.
oh,
Yeah, it was his kidneys because he said if I can damage my kidneys and if I'm lucky, maybe they'll give me new ones. So
Yeah.
it was his kidneys.
okay.
Yikes.
He
So anyways,
just drink a bunch of alcohol. So fucking.
to start boozing.
It'll
Yeah.
actually just purify the ghoul cells.
Oh no, this makes him stronger. Oh man, I can only imagine what alcohol tastes like to a ghoul. Vodka?
I was gonna say alcohol already tastes fucking bad.
Vodka? I would be miserable.
You just give Kahlua.
White Russians would. Oh, could you imagine what a White Russian would taste like if you were a ghoul?
Makes me sad. Makes me very
It's
sad.
a shred of tear. So, anyways, Yoshimura explains all that nonsense to her, and then Kaneki is kind of pouting in his apartment, and he takes the meat and chucks it against the wall for some reason.
I do that to my meat as well. I'm like, get out of here! I don't want to eat you.
So you beat.
Well, now that you're a vegetarian, now that's
Yeah. I throw. My dad brought me some meatloaf. I said, get the shit out of here.
I'm done. I don't need any of this crap anymore.
The times are changing.
I said, bring me Tide Pods.
Oh no!
I need my sweet laundry candy. Baby.
Oh, stop. Gross. So anyways, he goes to his fridge and starts chugging soy sauce and wasabi. That's disgusting. Eventually, he finds out that coffee tastes good. You can actually drink it. And then he starts experimenting. None of it works. He ends up going out to the store. And upon shopping, he knocks into a young man with glasses. That's definitely not a main character.
Ponder that.
It's definitely not a main character or anything. Alright, so he goes to buy coffee and knocks into another guy buying coffee. On his way home, he encounters another ghoul just feasting in the alley.
Can we come back for a second about this coffee thing?
Yeah, sure.
He says, he goes, I guess I'll try this one. He says, I'm gonna try it, right? So what does he do? he buys fucking like 8 jars. He just wants to try one brand of coffee, buys 8 jars of it.
Alright. So, if I was a ghoul,
Yeah.
I'd be sampling stuff. You gotta sample. Because how do you know?
Right.
You gotta do this smart. Come on, kid. You know what? That's another mark. I don't like him.
I wonder if he would tier coffee like a...
No, we're not doing this.
No? We're not going to do that?
Not doing this here.
Right.
But no, if I was a ghoul, I would definitely be sifting through some brands. So anyways, he finds this guy feasting in the alley, and the guy that he met in the convenience store curb stops him, Gears of War style, bops his head off. Boom. He even says it. Dialogue. Boom.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
He turns into an Italian ghoul.
I just like he's drawn to this alley where he's like, wow, it smells like what Mom used to make. And he rounds the corner, it's a fucking dude just eating a body. Like Mama used to make.
Maybe his mom was a cannibal.
Mama Ghoul.
Mama Ghoul.
Mama Ghoul.
Hey, a Mama Ghoul.
Mama Ghoul's Pazabazool.
I don't know why he thought like that it was gonna like knowing what he knows about ghouls and like what they're attracted. I don't know why he thought he'd be like, yeah, it's something I can eat. There's
Yeah.
it's this rule,
Right.
an exception.
Yeah,
and it's right around the corner. Crazy.
He's pretty stupid for being in a new
Yeah,
situation.
It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Especially, oh man, in the future chapters, there's some stuff that just irritates the shit out of me about this character. But anyways, so he runs into him, dude gets his head bopped off, and then, yeah, that's it. This is that encounter.
This is Nishiki flexing on him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of chapter 4 there.
Yep.
Alright,
Yep.
and that's the end.